Don't wait until it's too late to finally make a change and think yourself for the better. I want you to apply this to your own story as it fits because a lot of y'all need to make change in various different aspects of your life. Some of y'all need to make emotional changes. Some of y'all need to leave relationships. Some of y'all need to just go do your laundry. But the point is, stop waiting to make a change within yourself because eventually when it's too late, that opportunity to change won't be there, or it'll be too hard to actually make that change moving forward. And the thing is, as humans, we know where we need to make change. Like, we see the problems in our life. We see the relationships that are bad for us, the things that disturb our peace. We see the things that are bad for us and that eventually down the road will lead to bigger and worser problems. Like, we see the issue. It's just a matter of, are you strong enough and are you going to make the hard decision? Don't wait until it's too late to finally make a change within yourself for the better. Apply this as it fits into your life and your story because a lot of us need to make change in various different aspects of our life. Some of us need to stop waiting to start that business or stop waiting to make content. Some of us need to stop waiting to finally leave that toxic relationship or cut that toxic friend off. Some of us need to just stop waiting to go do our laundry or go get our oil changed. Like, we all need to make changes, and there's various different levels to why we need to make that change or how important that change is. But the point is that we know where we need to make change. We see the problems and the issues within our lives and the things we want to go after and where we just need to start living our life differently in order to get a different result for ourselves. But we're procrastinating and we're waiting for the right moment. We're waiting for essentially a pressure or a force to push us to make the change or force us to make that change. And this is a part 2 to my rock bottom video. So if you haven't watched that, go and watch that. And then this video will make a lot more sense. But don't wait for that moment where you're literally forced to make a change or you're under the pressure to make a change. Don't wait until you're in a health crisis to finally start working out or going to the gym or finally start taking your diet seriously. Like, don't wait until it's too late, until it's almost like a live or die situation to finally make a change that you've already known you need to be making. A lot of people never live the life or experience the life that they wish to experience because they never actually make the change in order to experience that life. They never let go of that person. They never go after that dream or pursue that goal. They never decide to step out of their comfort zone, all because they're waiting for the right opportunity. They're waiting for the right moment. They're waiting for them to finally have this. They're waiting for them to finally have enough of that. Like, they're constantly in a stage of preparing, or they're constantly in a stage of just waiting for life to present itself to them and not creating opportunities for themselves. Now, I'm not saying that you could always just force your hand in life, but like, sometimes you have to go about taking your own action. Sometimes you can't sit waiting around for friends to become ready. Sometimes you can't wait for an opportunity to literally stand right in front of your face and say, hey, I'm right here. Sometimes you have to go out and create the life that you wish to live. Some of us have problems we need to address. Some of us have healing we need to do. But, we keep finding all these different distractions. We keep finding all these other different important things that take us away from doing that healing, that takes us away from having that tough conversation, that takes us away from having to make that tough decision. Again, what I realized with the process of change is that you don't have to become ready, or you don't have to have it all figured out for you to finally make it. In order to let go of that friend, you don't have to have 5 other friends prepared for when you finally cut that person off. You don't have to have every step figured out in order to start pursuing that business. You don't have to have the best camera or the best quality or the best mic setup in order for you to finally start making content. But if you keep waiting around, then one day that opportunity might not be there, or you might get to a point where it becomes 10 times harder to actually take that step and make that change in your life. When you get kids and stuff, it's going to be 10 times harder to start a content creation journey. It's going to be 10 times harder to start a business. It's going to be harder to find friends if you wait until you're 50 years old, because that's just how life works. Like, start making change while you can. Start addressing the problems in your life while you can. And don't wait until the situation gets too bad to where you essentially regret never taking the action that you should have taken. I get it, because a lot of times we get in comfortable situations and it makes it hard to actually make that change. A lot of times we've been so attached to this person. We've been so attached to this habit. We've been so attached to living our life in this particular way and never healing this area of our lives. So we allow it to become an excuse in this other area of our lives. Like, we become so comfortable with our way of doing things to the point that we never feel a pressure to make a change, or we're so like attached to our comfort zone. We're so good in our comfort zone to the point that stepping outside of it just creates a lot of fear. It creates a lot of anxiety because we don't know what life looks like without that thing. We don't know what life looks like with a new habit. We don't know what life looks like without this person. We don't know what life looks like if we finally start pursuing after this thing and we have to face challenges and face problems in which we usually avoid. If we finally make the decision to start healing ourselves, start reflecting on our past, and stop finding all these different distractions that take us away from sitting alone with our thoughts, we're afraid of facing those things because we've never done it before. And so, that fear makes you not even want to make that change, or you just find all these different excuses or try and push it off as much as you possibly can until you're forced to make it. Because some of y'all are waiting to finally start taking life serious. Some of y'all are waiting to finally start building better habits. Some of y'all are waiting to finally start making certain changes within your life that you think you just have all the time in the world to finally make. Like, what you have to realize is that you have time to get started and you have time to figure it out. As in, you don't have to have every step figured out. You just need to get started. But the longer you wait, the less time you have to figure it out. And the harder life gets because the older you get, the more responsibilities you have, the more things you just have to indulge in, and you just have to grow up faster. Whereas if you're taking advantage of the opportunity you already have right now to make these changes, you could set yourself up for a better life moving forward. You could set yourself up to become a better version of yourself moving forward for the rest of your life, essentially. Like, you could start taking action today to make a permanent change within yourself, because sometimes you have to ask yourself, like, the way you're living your life right now, where is that taking you? Like, what result can you expect out of yourself moving forward if you continue being the person that you are now, hanging on to these habits, hanging on to these people, staying in these different situations and environments? Like, where is that leading you down to? And so you have to realize, like, at what point do you need to make a change? At what point are you forced to make a change? Like, how bad does it have to get in order for you to finally say, okay, enough is enough? How bad does it have to get for you to finally say you're tired? How bad does it have to get for you to realize that where you are now isn't a good situation for yourself to be in? Because a lot of y'all might be waiting for that worst case scenario to actually be the present moment. I always tell people, like, don't wait until where you are now becomes more painful than the pain you'll experience making the change. Like, you have to realize that where you are now will eventually bring you pain. Where you are now will be a lot more harder to stay than it is to go through the process of making change within your life. And like I said in my rock bottom video, a lot of y'all are going to either take action or ignore this video. But the ones who ignore have to actually experience that rock bottom point in order for them to finally take action. But what you do have to realize is that you have a choice. You have the choice to start today. You have the choice to start tomorrow. You have the choice to start 5 years from now. But whatever your life presents you with in that moment, just realize it was a result of that choice. It was a result of you deciding to either finally make that change or finally not make that change. Like, you have to realize that you don't have time. You have no idea when that worst case scenario, when these opportunities disappear, when your life becomes 10 times harder and making that change becomes harder. You have no idea when that situation could bring pain and suffering and danger into your life. So you can't wait around now waiting to find out. And like I said, apply this to your life as it fits to your situation, as it fits to your story. Some of y'all might be in worse situations than others, but I know for me, it brought me to a point of, depression. It brought me to a point of losing myself, where I had to literally rediscover my whole self, where I had to develop self-love and develop self-respect, where I had to literally recreate my whole way of living. And had I not ignored the steps that were right in front of me, had I not ignored the red flags and the warning signs that were right in front of me and made the change then I could have avoided that whole situation and process of losing myself. So all I'm saying is, see the problem right now, see it right in front of you, and don't choose to ignore it. Don't say that you have time to figure it out. Don't say that you have time to finally make the change. Don't say that, it's not too bad right now, waiting for it to get bad. Like, sometimes you have to see the problem right in front of you and start taking the necessary action before it gets too late. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you a different perspective and brought you some value. Make sure to join up on the Discord. Make sure to join up on the school community. All those will be down in the description. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, post notices on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.